Greetings, it is Max ODidily here, and today I'm here with another Visual Basic tutorial to help you get that A in your exam. And today we're here with a type check for an integer. So what is an integer type check? Basically, we're ensuring that the user only inputs an integer. What I mean by this is, if the user inputs anything that isn't an integer, then it's going to be invalid. If it is an integer, then it's going to be valid. So let's get right into coding it. We want to do function type check int by val input as string as boolean. So what are we doing here? We're creating a function. We're going to call it type check int. We got a local variable called input, which is going to take the value of whatever we pass in to this function. The value that we pass in will be a string, and this is a boolean function, so it's going to return a boolean value, either true or false, for valid and invalid. Now we want to try catch, and Visual Studio actually automatically fills it in for you. We want to do convert .to int 32 and put here input here. They want to put return true. In the catch, you want to put return false. So what's going on here? Basically, convert to int 32 will attempt to convert whatever string we pass into here into a 32-bit integer. TryCatch basically means, okay, try a block of code. If it succeeds, move on. If it fails and returns an error, we're going to catch that error, and we're just going to do whatever's in the catch. Maybe an error message or a return false in this case. So what's going to happen is, if the string that we input into here can be converted to an integer because it only contains one integer in there, and nothing else like letters or decimals or special characters, then this is going to succeed and not fail and crash. If we try to pass something into here which can't be converted to an integer, maybe it's got a decimal point in there, maybe there's a word in there, maybe there's some special characters like an @ symbol, this will crash the program. And in most cases, it would give you some ugly message, but since we have a catch, we can basically do what we want when there's a crash over here. So now that we have that code, return true obviously means it's valid, return false means it's invalid. Now we're going to quickly call our method. We want to do dim input as string equals 1. No, I meant 2. If type check int input, then console.write line valid. Console.read line. And make sure you actually spell console properly, guys. Also, make sure you spell type check int properly as well. Copy and paste that, put our else, paste that in there, and replace that for invalid. So obviously, we're creating a variable here. This is going to be whatever the user input is. You'll have to get the user input a proper way. I'm just creating a string to save time, just to demonstrate that this works. If type check int input is true, therefore it must be a valid input, then we're going to return valid, and we have read line just to make sure the input doesn't go away and the application stops to give us a chance to read it. Obviously, the opposite is here. It's saying invalid because if something isn't true, then it has to be false. So we obviously say invalid. So let's run the program to see if it works. And as you can see, it says valid. A name. As you can see, it says invalid. Let's put in some numbers and an @ symbol. As you can see, it's invalid. Let's put in another random number again. As you can see, it's valid. So guys, I hope this demonstrated to you how to do an integer check. Be sure to leave a like in the comments if you enjoyed. If you got any issues or queries, be sure to leave them in the comments below. If you got a suggestion or a request, be sure to leave them in the comments. If I use it, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for being a great audience, and subscribe for more Visual Basic tutorials. Adios.